Part two. Part two. 2 drumsticks. 2 fingers. 2. A town down. Anyway, 2, 2, 2. This is this is me with part 2 of a book haul that we just finished up part 1. This will not take as long. Reason being is because I got some place to go. I'm gonna have fun. My nails are dry. They weren't completely dry the first time, so I kind of made a mess. But you don't want to hear about that. You just want to see the books. I know you by now. Hopefully my brow strap is a little bit more concealed. Anyway, this is about books that I've purchased since I've been here in the state of Missouri, since I moved here from Texas, and some of them you have seen on Instagram. This is Diane Whitmore of Whitmore Reads. Yes, I have changed my name, aka Denise D. Cooper of Art Books Life. Welcome, come back. And we will talk about, and I said the next video, so this is still part 2 of a book haul. So the next video I'll do, I will be reading your comments and talking about the first tome that I completed this year, which was Some Sing, Some Cry, and I really enjoyed it. Long ass book, but it was good, and I love the music that weaved through the book, and we'll talk about that on the next one. And I will start with AC's comments, and we'll go back to reading the comments first, talking about the books. Somebody's dinging my phone. But anyway, the first book that I've purchased, not the first book, that's a lie. One of the books that I've purchased, some of the books, a lot of the books, I'm going to be showing you that I've purchased since I've been here is what I was trying to say. And this one, man, I'm excited that I got this book, but I want everything that he's written. I watched the live show with Dee Dee and Musical Toddy and, oh my gosh, him himself, okay, Michael Reed's, Leonard Pitts Jr., the author of The Last Thing You Surrender. Y'all, I know I moved a little bit, so the lighting is off from the first part of this video. The first book haul. So if you have not seen that one, stop watching this one, go see the first one, and then come back and check this one out, because I don't want you to miss anything. I'm telling you, I have so many books that I've been purchasing since I've been here, and truth be told, this is not all the books that I've purchased since 1 year of being in Missouri. Really sad that I'm still buying books, do you think? Really sad since I haven't read all the books on my shelf. Really sad that there's a library that I still check books out of. Really sad? No. Go on with your little opinions about us book buyers. But anyway, this is one of the books. It's very light, even though it's huge. It's like a tome. It's very, very freaking light. Oh, look at the author. Love it. So anyway, let me show you how many pages. You've probably already seen the show and all that good stuff. 507 pages in my copy. Yeah. And it's like light as a feather. So anyway, there's that. And Allie Smith. This is like the second Allie Smith book that I own, but I don't know where the first one is. It might be in Texas. Man Booker Prize finalist, Allie Smith, and this is Autumn. She has a book called Summer, Spring, and Fall, and everything else probably. But anyway, this is the one I got. It caught my eye because it's Allie Smith, and it was, there was a review that at what Carroll reads. This was $7.95 versus the $15.95 because I got it at Prospero Books, and it's used, but it looks brand new for the most part. Okay, so anyway, I want to read this and her other books that are titled after seasons because they seem really good. I've never heard anybody complain too much about her writing, so that's the first one I'll probably read if I don't get the other ones back from Texas, which my DJ is supposed to be bringing them this month. Then another book I got, Saul Bellow. Now, the reason why I got this is because Audible has loads of Saul Bellow books for free. And I'm like, I saw this at the bookstore, and I'm like, I want a physical copy because the one that I'm listening to on Audible, this is only $4.95 versus the $9 or $9.95 that it was brand new. But this looks like brand new. It doesn't even look like anybody's ever read this book. It's called The Actual, a novella. And there it is. Hopefully you can see it. because again, I don't have my glasses on and I'm blind. Mm. I hope y'all doing good this Sunday, and I need to hurry up because I'm already getting ready for a night out. I'm gonna take the Afro Puffs out. I will. I'm gonna look grown because I got on a grown behind dress. But anyway, this is the book. What's it about? Oh, and why don't I like the Audible one? Because the narrator is kind of funky, silly. And I don't like it when people are too silly, like myself. Probably guys going, bet that's you. Not all the time, not 24/7. So anyway, but I mean like a goofy, silly, like the book. I don't even think the book is that funny, but the narrator's kind of got this silly tone to his voice that is annoying. So I just kind of want to start reading his physical books or try all the other ones that I've already downloaded free from Audible and see, and hopefully there's another narrator. If not, I'm not going to listen to them. I'll delete them. And if I like this novella, then I'll look for more of his books in the physical form. And I love his smile on the back of this book. The picture's really little, so you might not be able to see it as well as I can. I'm gonna put that down and keep going because, like I said, I'm ready for drinks. Anyway, this is Ernest Jane Gaines, and this is a book that I did not have. And I buy all Mr. Gaines books, so when I see them, I grab them, and I love the colors on the book, and I love the artwork. Bloodline, 5 stories by the author of the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman and of Love and Dust. I've read both of those. I was going to reread Miss Jane Pittman this year, but I was like, yeah, I'm going to go with the books I haven't read first before I start rereading some of the other things. So if you do not know who Ernest J. Gaines is, please look him up because I've never read a book that's bad, sucks, or anything by Mr. Gaines. They're always either really good 3 to 5 star books. And even the 3-star books to me are really good books. So I can't wait. And what I like again about his books, they're not ridiculously long. I don't think he has a tome out there at all. But then again, I don't know everything about Mr. Gaines. He's just one of my favorite writers. And I will read everything about and by him. And we lost him. So still reading him, still enjoying his works, and I'm grateful for him. Check it out. Now, I know if you follow me on Instagram, you already saw this. A Soldier's Play, one of my favorite movies of all time, is A Soldier's Story. They changed the name. It's called A Soldier's Story as the movie with, is it Harold? The guy that played in the Heat of the Night. I can't think. Harold Robbins? Oh my God. And then Mr. Father in The Color Purple, the older guy. Denzel Washington is in this movie. This movie is so good. It's ridiculous, but I could not believe it. I found the actual play. So, and it's written by Charles Fuller, 1982 Pulitzer Prize winner. Get a load of that. So when I looked into, I'm like, is this it? What? But yeah, it is. And look how short it is, you guys. And it's old and decrepit, and it smells like an old book. And I did spray it because I spray my books. But look how short that is for this amazing, crazy, amazing movie. Oh, and it had an all-black cast. Oh, Davenport, yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so this is a fine. How much did I pay for it? You want to know? $6.90. But I think they just charged me $6. Left off that 90 cents because come on, you're just being petty at this point. Okay. Still on the Denzel. Finding Fish is one of my favorite movies of all time, along with A Soldier's Story. They changed the name of Finding Fish to what? The Antoine Fisher Story, which I have the Antoine Fisher poetry book, which I read. I've read that poem so many times. Who will cry for the little boy? Who will cry for the little boy that... Oh, okay, don't. Because I'll start crying. Antoine Quentin Fisher is his name, and Viola Davis played his mother. And when his uncle takes him to see her, and he said, "Who is this?" And she's like, "That's my firstborn son." I can't. I can't. Anyway, Bad Love. I think I did show you guys these, but these are some of the books, again, that I've purchased since I moved here from Texas to Missouri. So in 1 year alone, I've been buying a lot of books. I don't care what you think. Mamie Blue, or Ma'am Blue, is the name of the author. Bad Love, and the cover. Yeah, it was a cover buy on the website. And the reason why I got these two books was Bernice L. McFadden. She had put up the publisher's name. She was hyping them one day, or, you know, talking about them on her Instagram post. And so I went to the website immediately, thinking, if, one of my favorite writers is talking about this publishing company, then let me see what they have to offer. And then I got Jada Mayberry, who is on Instagram, who I follow, and he has his book Sun is Sky. And of course, a lot of you have seen it, but those of you who are new to BookTube, and like I say a million times, stumble across this channel, I'm this tiny. I'm like a speck of dust. BookTube is huge, but these are the two books that I got from that website. Thank you, Bernice L. McFadden, for hyping the company, which is, oh, what is the name of the company? Why ain't y'all got it on the back? There it goes. I'm not going to be able to say it properly. Jacaranda Books Art Music.co.uk at Jacaranda Books. You can find them probably on Instagram. I didn't find them on Instagram. I've only found them on Instagram through Bernice L. McFadden. So I purchased these two books. These are the ones that took a while to come in, because that's when people were getting things in the mail a lot slower due to COVID. So those did take a while. I mean, a while. I forgot at one point that I ordered some books, but it was so worth it to get them, and I'm very happy that I got them, because books coming in the mail at any time, early or late, it's a good dang thing. That's all I'm saying. So another one that I have is I Know What the Red Clay Looks Like by Rebecca Carroll. Now this is not Jamaica Kincaid. J. California Cooper has a story in here. So this is The Voice and Vision of Black Women Writers by Rebecca Carroll. And when I was looking at it at the bookstore yesterday, this is a very new one for me. The owner of the bookstore, he goes, yeah, I heard a lot about this one. This one's good. And I said, yeah, it's going to have to be, because J. California Cooper is in there. And yeah, I can't wait, because I buy all her books. Tina McElroy Ansa, Pearl Clige, J. California Cooper, Rita Dove, Nikki Giovanni, Marita Golden, June Jordan, Gloria Naylor, okay? Barbara Neely, Gwendolyn Parker, Charlotte Watson Sherman, Barbara Summers, Lorraine Carey. Haven't heard of her. So there's some women in here I'm going to be introduced to through their short stories or the short offerings for this book. Oh, wow. And they got some pictures. Check that out. So I hit a jackpot here. Ah, check it out. I hope you can see that. I love that they put the Gwendolyn Parker. Okay, so we get to see who they are by way of their photos. I did not know these were in here. Barbara Neely. Okay, lots of light. Denise, I'm so sorry. Diane. There, put that down and stop. And this guy is 1, 2, 3, and then I got 4. I got Owen Meany, which I might have given away or stolen, but I got about 5 or 6 of his books, and I kept going through my mental, my old brain going, I hope I don't have this one. I hope I don't have this one. Now, I had bought these books yesterday at the bookstore. Walk outside, and they've got some books outside, because it's a nice day yesterday, and so the books are outside, and they're very cheap. Sometimes he just gives them away. He gave me a free book the last weekend that I was there, and so this one he only charged me $2 for. I was like, a John Irving book that I don't have. So I got this one, and it's a huge sucker. It's called Until I Find You, John Irving, and that's him. But he tells a really good story. If you have not read Owen Meany, and you really want a good tale, a story that makes you feel like, when you were younger, reading just really good stories that have really interesting characters, I would definitely recommend Owen Meany. So yesterday, I got that one and that one. That's 2 that I got yesterday. Look at this cover. You Leave Me. If You Leave Me. And it's Crystal Hannah Kim, or Hannah Kim. I'm sorry, it was a cover by. And then I opened it up and I start reading it. And the first couple of pages were interesting enough. It wasn't like sometimes you get a new book and you don't know who the author is, and then you read the first page and you're like, this is so basic. I could have wrote that in 2 seconds. I don't want that book. It's not interesting. Blah, 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 blah. And that's what I do when I'm at the store. And I go, I'm not going to try you out. Maybe it gets interesting at the end or middle of the book, but I'm not here for it. But this one got interesting, so I was glad. And hopefully it stays interesting. If you have read this book, please let me know. Can you see it? Is that better? Is that better? Is it? I can hear you. Speak up. So anyway, then I was happy to find this one. Actually, as soon as I walked in the bookstore, this one was sitting right there on the table, and I was like, I picked it up. I was like, how much is it? It's a hardcover, and it looks brand new, and it was $11. I was like, okay, so $11 versus $27. Which one? Yeah, I got this. I saw a lot of people read this and review it and talk about it, and so you've probably heard about it, just like I did. But look at it. It's pristine. I love it. It was in my backpack, so yeah. I may have wrinkled it a little bit, but it's beautiful. Look at that. 3 Women. #1 New York Times bestseller book for $11 and more. Okay, and this is another book that I got from when I told you on the last video that I got 3 books in my book of the month because I picked out 2 and one was for my book of the month. This one, I've always wanted it. I think this was part of a Reese, whatever her last name, I can't think of her name right now, but it was part of a book club, a Reese Witherspoon. Eleanor Oliphant is completely fine. Gail Honeyman, and read a lot of really good reviews about it. Can you see it? Is it too light? Am I too bright? Are we there yet? So I got that one. And this is a book he gave me free the last time I was in Prospero's book. And it's because I went in and I asked him, I says, you know what, I'm looking for some books, like, do you keep Nigerian writers or African writers in a section, or is it all just in fiction mixed up, or is there a section for, not just African American, because I always have the African American section, but they don't have African writers in it. And I was looking for a book, and I couldn't find it fast enough on my Instagram that I had saved or my Goodreads, but there was a book somebody put on Bookstagram, and I wanted that book so bad, and I went in there thinking, oh, I need to find the Nigerian writers or that section, and I went to the ends. I've done that in the library, and I can find a lot of Nigerian writers because their names start with N. So I tried to keep that same thing, couldn't find anything. And so he goes, you know what, when you say that, I have this book, and I don't, know where he's from, but it hasn't sold. You can have it. He gave me this book, and it's by this writer, S. Joshua Zake, or Zake, Z-A-K-E, and it's called Truck Full of Gold, and this is the cover, and it was a free book, and this is the writer on the back. And I went to Goodreads. I found the book on Goodreads. There's not one review. There ain't nobody saying that they wanted to read it. I think I was the only one. I was like, yeah, I'm glad you gave it to me free, because I don't think this might not be good. But then I open it up and I'm thinking, this might be pretty good. So anyway, I just kind of, how I do. I read the first couple of pages and I either buy it or I don't. But he gave it to me free, so that's the last book. Oh, and then I got a gift from my sister. It's one of our favorite people. Now, my sister, talking about mini shrines. She is a mini shrine to Prince. She's got so much purple and his pictures and whatever. And then her kids bought her these beautiful pictures with all these Prince images. And I'm a little jelly, and I want to snatch one of them off for a while because I was the first Prince fan. Not just in my family, I'm talking about the first. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. She didn't even like Prince when I liked Prince. She was all into Rick James. I see you. You stole my dude. You stole him. But anyway, this is what she bought me. She felt guilty, so she got me this. That's all I got. I'm going to go have some drinks and listen to some live music because I feel safe in this place. I've been there several times. Sometimes I can go in, sometimes I can't, and sometimes it's because of anxiety, and sometimes it's because of anxiety with this dang COVID. Sometimes it's just people. Tonight I'm sucking that up. You're gonna go pick up my sister. We about to ride. You guys have a nice night, and tell me what you're reading. I am still currently reading Che, and Crystal, let me show you her book because her book is new, brand spanking new. But on Che, oh, in Che, I asked, I'm wrapping it up. I asked Brianna from Rad Reads about some recommendations on Marxism, right? And so she told me about the MLM Basics. It's on PDF. I looked it up and I've been reading that. I'm into chapter 2. I think I'm also, no, I read chapter 1. It was kind of like an introduction. And then I read chapter 2. So I'm on chapter 3 while I'm reading Che. Then Che also had, there was a mention of this long, ridiculously long poem that is like a book, and I read that. So this is going to take me some time. I'm only on page 135, so I'm invested. After I get paid 100 pages, I'm invested. But this is a really good book, so I'm invested anyway. This is my tome for March. Here it is, April, and I haven't finished it, and I'm only on page 135 of what? Almost 800 pages, 780. That's the index, so 750 something pages. It's going to take me a minute. And so April was supposed to be my Donna Tartt reading month. And here she is. But Miss Tartt, I'm not going to get to you this month. May, I'm reading with Patricia Jones. We are reading Thelonious Monk. I already purchased it on Audible. I was going to get the physical book down on 18th and Vine at the Jazz Museum's bookstore there, which would have been even better to have the physical form. But when I saw it on Audible for $14 versus $30-something, I got the Audible. And Patricia, I started it, and I'm not far along, just like maybe 25% of the book. But I was listening to it at night one night, and it got so interesting I couldn't stop listening to it. I put down my Che book, and then I stopped, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to start that in May. And we're doing a buddy read for that. So until next time, you guys, the next video, again, we'll be talking about Some Sing, Some Cry and wrapping that up because I really was not good at wrapping up what I've read. So we'll talk about that. And some of you were reading it with me. Hopefully you finished. Hopefully you loved it as much as I did. And I will see you guys in the next video.